Hi, Tyler. I'm going to do a quick demo of how to use ImageJ, at least, to measure the profiles from the plaque of your choosing. And if you want the profile to be in exactly the same location in the image for the five different energies, you need to copy it from one image to the next. And so I can show you how we're going to do that. First thing is you bring up ImageJ. Let me get rid of this. My floating controls here, and then we can bring up the images themselves that I just downloaded to you. So here they are. So all of the images with the series 5 here, that is going to be the 140 kV pictures. Is that right? Yes. Okay. And so there'll be three three different images at 140 kV for series 5, and that's image 48, 72, 96. These are the different plaques. So I believe 96 is plaque 1, 48, 72 is plaque 2, and 48 is plaque 3. So what we want to do is, if you want a stacked set of plots, such that you have a plot for each energy, we're going to take, say, plaque 3, which would be the 48s here. We'll select all of those here. Okay, so I've got 5 of those for 5 energies, and I'm going to grab all 5 of them and bring them up into ImageJ, and it'll open 5 different images here. And okay, so that's 08 through 07. Okay, that's good. And it looks like the one with the highest contrast is 09, so this is going to be the 70 kV. If you want, you can zoom it up a little bit around that zone here, and then we're going to go to the profile line or the straight segment line. You need it perpendicular to the plaque, so I'm going to start here, draw it across there. Okay, and you can then do Command K, and that gives you a plot that gives you the data for that profile. So now the trick is, how do you use the same profile for the other energies? And so what we can do there is, I have to remember how to do this. Is it under Tools? ROI Manager. Yes, there it is. And so I'm going to, that ROI Manager thing, I'm going to add that ROI. Active image does not have a selection. Is this the active image? Add that. Okay, so that's my ROI at this point. Okay, and I have made this graph through uh, that energy level. So let's go down to a different energy level. We'll go to, you can go to the window, you can select, we did 09, we'll select 08 here. And I think if I just click on this profile, it repeats that profile right here. And I can then say Command K and get a new plot. And that's the plot of that one. I can just build them up this way. Go to 07, make that the active image, click on the ROI Manager, it puts the profile in there, go Command K, make a new plot. Okay, so I now have another one. And then let's go to 06. Now, once again, click on the profile, Command K. That gives me another profile. And then do it again, which is 05. Right? Click on that profile, Command K. There. So now I have all of my profiles. Okay, and you can save each one of these individually if you want, or we can make a new profile and stack them all up. And so to save it, we would go in here. I think it's data, save data. Okay, and it's just going to ask, where do you want to save this data? And so I could make a folder called profiles, right? And then it gives the useless name of values. So we're going to want to call it something that you know what it is. So this could be 5-48, right? So it could be 5-48. Let's see the CSV. So save that. And then we can go to a new profile, which is 6. There's the 6. And go in here, data. We can say save that data. And we're going to call it 6-48. Okay. And go to the next one, which is up here. Oops, wrong one. I want the profile 6-48, this guy. I want the profile 7-48, actually, that one. Okay, 7-48, data, save data. Okay, and then we say 7-48. So these will have, you know, the raw data of these plots. And so you can plot them all on top of each other in whatever application you wish at this point. And so and say 08 data, save data, we'll call that 8, and then we'll go back up here and say 09, save data. This is 09-48. You can also write this in MATLAB and do it all at once if you want. Okay. So now if I go back to my disk here and go to documents, WESB profiles, I've got all of these and I can open each one in, say, Excel, right? And it will give you the actual Hounsfield units at each position. And each of these positions will be the same in all of those files, right? So you can add those together inside MATLAB or whatever plotting function you want. Okay. There's another way of doing it where I can, down here, I can actually add from plot onto this. And so I select a plot. I could add from 08-48 onto this and say, okay, there it goes. It's on there. And I can just do it again. I can add from plot 07-48. Why did it not do that? Sorry, add from plot 07 da, da, da. Oh yeah, there it did it. Okay. And then add from plot 06-48. That's gonna, I think, show up. Add from plot 05-48. Like that. Okay. And then I'm not sure why it takes so long for that to show up. Yeah, so now it shows up. And so now I have all energies in one plot. I prefer to put in content style, I'll put usually, instead of just a line, I'll connected circles, right? And it gives you an idea of where your data points actually are. And you can do that for all of those. And now you can save all of these together, right? You can save this data. And this is 48 is plaque 3, right? So this is plaque 3, but I think this was tube. Which tube was it? It's the first one. I got to go to PowerPoint because I have it up. It was this one, right? So it's tube 1. Okay, so tube 1, plaque 3.csv, and at all energies. Yeah, so that should do the whole thing. So you say save. And now when I go over there, I have this CSV file and I can open that in Excel here. And then it has all of the points in one file for you if you want to do it. And you can see that where it gets to its peak over here is 1120, 974. And so it's monotonically decreasing peak as the energy gets higher. So you probably want to change these labels up here to 70, 80, 100, 120, 140. Does that make sense? I have 70, 80, 100, 120, 140. I don't know why I have an extra one. Is there a good reason why I have an extra one? Not quite sure how I got an extra one in there, but you can figure it out. Okay, so that's quickly how I would do those plots. All right.